Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, and this will be my top 10 stocks as we head into June 29th, Tuesday, and this will be a technical analysis approach. So if you're somebody that uses charts, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about them, then this will be a video for you. And also on that note, very quickly, if you do enjoy what you're seeing as I go through the various stocks, then I want to invite you to sign up for the live class here that I'm offering this Thursday. You can get more details on it. I'll put a link down in the description box, and you can go get signed up for it. Totally free. It is actually live. So again, if you're enjoying what you see as I go through each stock, then yeah, I want to invite you to get signed up for this class. So the first stock, ticker symbol AMC, and once again, this will mean more to those that have watched past videos, but you know where I'm headed. Once again, check it out. The trend line here has again shown up. And once again, as it's done in the past and as I've talked about, yeah, the price is broken above it. But when it comes to actually staying above it, that's where this thing continues to struggle. The good news here is that even though it continues to struggle, the price is basically sitting right within striking distance. So while that doesn't guarantee anything, it does make it more than valid to think that, yeah, this could very well be the final pause before maybe the final breakout that happens here on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens with it. Again, no guarantees, but I mean, you can't deny the fact that the price is literally sitting right up there at that trend line. So we'll see if it can get the break. But you better believe all breakout players, all shorts, everybody's going to be watching this general trend line and wondering, is Tuesday going to be the day where it finally not only breaks above it, but stays above it? We'll see what happens. But yeah, people, and it sounds dramatic, but I mean, it's AMC. People around the world are going to be watching that trend line, watching the $60 area and seeing, can the price break? So Tuesday is going to be very, very interesting. Next stock here, ticker symbol MRIN, and did this analysis last week, but it really came to life today to start off the week. Not only did it have fantastic volume right there, but, just obviously exploded upwards. And then to kind of compound on everything, the last 30 minutes, life came back into it once again. Good, solid green candle there. And now it's just a question of, is this momentum going to continue to break out moving forward? So as far as, technical levels are concerned, the level that I would call the ideal area, meaning, Clay, what would make this chart look the best moving forward, would be if the price can stay above $6. Now, if the price falls below $6, that doesn't mean the chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But if it can stay above $6, that would certainly be a very impressive sign of power. And then from the overarching standpoint, it's all about that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. As the name implies, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. So again, from the overarching standpoint, really the price can get as dramatic as it wants, but as long as the quote-unquote drama stays up above that purple line, then the bulls are in full health, the bulls are in full health, or, control. How you can best visualize that? That is what is being represented. And then as far as levels of resistance are concerned, kind of looking off screen to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, this is essentially what I'm, just going to call the blue sky breakout here that the price is basically knocking on the door of right now. And the reason I call it a blue sky is just because after that level, there's really nothing that, sits, in front of it anymore. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to skyrocket right up to $10 or something crazy. But point here being is there just aren't any other technical levels of resistance. So the momentum could very realistically, there we go, continue to, explode upwards and make progress upwards with a break of that level. But anyway, look at it. As long as the price keeps on putting in those higher highs, that is what matters most, and higher lows. Next one here, ticker symbol WISH, and the dynamic here that, and really the main reason why I'm even doing this is because of that $15 level there, which has once again been confirmed as a very stubborn level. You go all the way back here and you can see that's where it got rejected back there in early June. And then you jump all the way to today and surprise, surprise, you can see $15, give or take, right around that general area was where the price struggled. So sure, disappointing that the price pulled back, got rejected by it. Now, don't get me wrong, just because the price got rejected by 15 doesn't mean that the entire chart's now destroyed or ruined. Nothing like that at all. I mean, very clearly, the overall trend is still upwards. I'm just getting at the fact that, yeah, $15 has now really been highlighted, and there's going to be that many more people watching it moving forward. So the big question mark remains going forward, $15, can it be broken? That's certainly the big breakout point. I would agree that it probably got weakened up today, but because the price still closed down below it, got to consider it an area of resistance. But yeah, all eyes on $15 headed into Tuesday. So we'll see if the price can finally get that breakout or not. Next one here, ticker symbol NIO, and what a monster move on this one. People, I don't want to say people have forgotten about it, but it seems like NIO kind of dropped off a lot of people's radars, and people, like I said, didn't forget about it, but weren't talking about it nearly as much as they were. But then today was kind of one of those days where it was a hey, remember me type day, where like a little kid waving and say, hey, remember me, remember me. That's what was going on here with a massive volume, very impressive price movement. So more of the story, there's a bunch of people that are saying, oh yeah, hey, NIO, it's back to life again. And with that, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs watching it. And let me squeeze things down here because the price, as you're seeing here, has not been up this high for a very, very long time. And I get it's maybe a little bit harder to see right now, but that is a good problem to have because that just illustrates the fact that, yeah, it's been quite a while since the price has been up this area. But all eyes now going to be right up there around that $50 mark. So again, the price has waved its hand, said, hey, remember me. And now it's all about, yeah, I remember you, but... And the but is, well, let's see if the price can actually get the break of $50 now. That'll be the main level to watch from the resistance side of things. And then as far as supports are concerned, continue to watch that pink line right there, the 200 period moving average. You can see so far so good. Price has done a great job of bouncing off it a couple of times over the past couple of weeks. But as of right now, the price isn't anywhere close to that level. So the main dynamic certainly going forward is all eyes on $50. Let's see if it can get the break. Next one here, ticker symbol SPCE, had a very, very impressive Friday. And today, what was a modest day, and I don't say that in a bearish way or bullish way, just in a day of, well, no pricing goes straight up, as nice as that would be. And overall, though, the dynamic that really stood out to me, and this will mean a little bit more to those that watched the video from Friday, but talked about that being an area of support. And wouldn't you know it, when the price pulled back here, look right where it found support, right at that green line. And that's just the power of charts right there. And if you don't believe me, I understand. You can just go back and watch the video from Friday, and you'll see that I put that green line right there on Friday, and then today, without moving it, bounced right off that area. So point here being $52.50 remains that main area to watch moving forward in terms of the level of support. And as long as your price does stay above that level, then yeah, that's definitely going to make the chart look the strongest and healthiest moving forward. From more of the overarching standpoint, it's all about, like I've mentioned before already in past tickers, right there, that purple line there, the 50 period moving average. So as that line moves higher and higher, as long as the price stays above it, the overall trend is fully in the bull's favor. In terms of areas of resistance, now that we have more data here, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area of resistance down now right there to 57.50. You can see now 3 separate occasions, once, twice, 3 times the price has been up to that 57.50 mark, hasn't been able to quite break through it. So that is certainly going to be that main breakout point that matters most moving forward. So let's see how it continues to go. Next one here, ticker symbol AVXL, and another one of these where it really came to life quite a bit today, looking down there at the volume. So very solid way to start out the week. So let's map out some of these key technical levels. First key technical level, because as of right now, yeah, the price is pulling back here from those highs. So there is some perspective here. I mean, if you're a day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within, 5 minutes, well then, yeah, from that angle, the chart now looks really, really bad. However, assuming you care about the big picture of things, sure, the price is pulling back, but by no means would I call that a reversal or anything like that. And really, as far as I'm concerned, as long as the price is up above the 27.50 mark, then this right here is just a perfectly healthy consolidation. Because, I mean, when you think about it, and I'm not saying this will occur, but for example's sake, let's say the price did come down to 27.50, behave like that, and then start to curl back upwards. What would you still have from the big picture point of view? Well, you'd still have a set of lows there, you'd have lows there, you'd have lows down here, and if you envision each of those as stair steps, well, overall, you'd still have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. So 27.50 to me, is going to be that main level where as long as the price stays above there, then the overall chart, as you just saw, still has plenty of opportunity to have a good, healthy consolidation. In terms of areas of resistance, main battleground to watch moving forward, you're going to be right up there at that $31 mark. So keep an eye on those couple of dynamics. But yeah, definitely a good start to the week. Not just really a question of, is this the start of a much bigger trend to the upside? Let's see how the remainder of the week plays out. Next one here, we're going down in the world of penny stocks, PBYA. Absolutely monster movement on this one. Monster volumes, more of the story. A lot of people are going to be watching this one moving forward, and rightfully so. Really set off quite a few volume scanners, I'm sure, today. So let's map out some levels of support and resistance. So first area is just going to be that level which I talked about in the previous stock. What's going to make the chart look the best in terms of a good, healthy consolidation? And in my mind, that is if the price can stay above 006. So keep an eye on 006. If the price cannot quite hold above that area, then the next key level after 006 would then be down there at 0048. So 006, 0048, 2 near-term levels of support. And then, again, that purple line down there, 50 period moving average, will be more so that overarching area that you're going to want to keep an eye on. As far as battlegrounds and kind of, levels that all breakout players are going to be watching, it is all about that area right up there at 008. You can see basically spent all of the late afternoon up around that level. And yeah, it did break above it a couple times, both there and there. But like AMC, wasn't quite able to stay up above it, so you still got to consider that a level of resistance. But moving forward, all eyes from the breakout perspective are going to be about that 008 mark. So we'll see if the price can ultimately get the break of it and continue on with this movement. But anyway, look at it. Monster volume today. Very solid price movement. So let's see if the price can indeed continue on with the trend. Next one here, ticker symbol PLTR, and this is one I've done quite a bit. But as long as this thing continues to grind higher and higher and trend the way it's been doing, in fact, let me squeeze this down so you can just see that the trend has been fantastic. And, previously, for those of you that have watched the past videos, hopefully you remember me talking about, the general level right around the 26-ish mark that had been providing a problem, and eventually got the break of it. And you can see ever since the break has just continued to trend upwards and upwards. So it really just, brings about the question, okay, Clay, I get it. It's trending upwards and upwards. How do I gauge? What's a very straightforward way to gauge the health of the trend? Well, maybe where we're going to head with this. Well, just, again, use that purple line. Power of charts. Let's not overcomplicate things. As long as the price stays above that line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, then the overall trend is in full, power. As far as next potential battleground points, battlegrounds and areas that may present a problem because they're resistance areas. Once again, I realize having to squeeze down the charter quite a bit, but this is a good problem to have because we are going all the way back to March 15th. So months upon months ago, you can see the price struggled right up there around, let me make sure, 27, let's just call it 60. And once again, as of now, the price is basically closed right below that area. So again, talking about a level from all the way back there in March 15th. So if the price can push up through there, that would just be that much, a sign of that much more power when the price has all of a sudden gone back up to where it hasn't been for several months. So all eyes on that area moving forward. Then again, just use that 50 period moving average to gauge the overall health of the current trend. Next one here, ticker symbol GRAY. And this is one of these where not a hugely talked about stock, but an interesting setup. Because first off, yes, volume definitely came pouring in here. And now it's the question of, well, do you still believe this thing's got some more power in it? Because as of right now, there is a pullback. Absolutely. So if you're a little concerned about that, you're not irrational at all. I totally get it. But again, just because the price is pulled back doesn't mean that it's a reversal, doesn't mean that anything's wrong. But if you do believe that, I think there's still something left in it, then what's set up now is a very well-defined breakout area right up there at the $7 mark. You can see back here in the history of things, it was rejected back there. Let's see, when did that happen? Back in June 11th, and now the price got up to that area, once again was rejected. But point here being is, if this thing does start to recover back upwards and works its way back up to that area, there's going to be all sorts of breakout players watching that level. And when lots of people are watching the same level, wondering the same thing, doesn't guarantee anything, but it does make it, call it self-fulfilling prophecy, whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. So if the price can actually recover back up from the pullback and then get the break of 7, that could be a very, very interesting situation. But to be fair, maybe this is the start of something bigger and it just bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. And then, there's just never any sort of play. There's never any sort of setup for that $7 mark. So that's always possible too. But as of now, still got to consider this just a pullback. But let's see if this pullback, ultimately turns itself back around. And once again, and I feel like all of these have just been more so breakout plays. But yeah, ticker symbol WKHS, and the trend line here that I want to get into play, which I think was hit today, was right here at that area right there. So check out this trend line by using this area and that area. You can see it did a good job of forecasting that, and then basically once again right there. So let's just call it the $18 mark. If the price can get up to $18 and get a good sizable breakup through there, in technical jargon, that would be a technical pattern breakout. And going back to what I just talked about, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. When technical pattern breakouts happen, they can produce a whole lot of buying pressure. So $18 definitely going to be that main general area to watch for this, trend line breakout to occur. I will zoom in here a little bit from the support side of things. Preferably speaking, if the price can now stay up above that previous breakout point right there at 1640, that would be the best case scenario. But even if the price does drop below there, not the end of the world. But yeah, preferably speaking, in terms of what's going to make this chart look the best, staying above that green line would be great. But again, all eyes are watching that trend line, and rightfully so. It's got quite the track record, as I just showed, and not just a question of can enough momentum eventually show up. Not necessarily to break it on Tuesday, but over the next couple of days, we'll see what happens with it. But certainly very interesting potential breakout. And that's going to wrap up the top 10 stocks. Like I said, if you enjoyed what you saw and if you want to learn more, or maybe just say, yeah, I kind of am okay with charts, but I'm still not very consistent, but you want to just learn more about how I use them, my philosophy with them, how I believe, and why I believe they're so powerful, then like I said, get signed up here for the class, completely free, and it is live. It'll be this Thursday, which is on, most important part here, right there, p.m. Eastern time. So this Thursday, July 1st, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'd love to have you get signed up. Even if you can't make it, it will be recorded, so there will be a recording sent out afterwards of it. So, don't think it's a total deal breaker. But yeah, if you want to show up live and you can make it live, I'd love to have you. But those are the top 10 stocks. If you enjoy these videos, if you want me to continue to make more of these top 10, then a very quick, easy way to communicate that to me, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, or just let me know what stocks you're watching for Tuesday. And, I'd like to hear that too. But thank you for hanging out. And like I said, if you're interested in more about charts, go get signed up for the class.